Hello and welcome. My name is Lexi Zhang, and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. Today I want to talk about a couple of new limited edition Valentine's Day lipsticks from Lancome. And I haven't tried much from Lancome yet, but I have to say this packaging, it blew me away. I had to get it as soon as I saw it. So this is in the Rouge Drama Matte line. These are limited edition. They're calling it the Queen of Hearts collection. You have the Lancome logo at the top. You can see it's a concave disc. This is all velvet. We have two shades in the collection. There's a burgundy and a red. And you can see there is like the gold pedestal down here. And this is how you open it. It's click top. So you click the top, and this comes down from the bottom. You can see you've got this nice gold spiral here, which I think is a nice touch. Now, this velvet case is not heavyweight. There is plastic underneath the velvet, so it's not gonna be like super heavy in your purse or anything like that. And then take a look at the actual bullets. So you have a heart-shaped bullet, and I think it's just really, really pretty to look at. So there are two shades. We have 912 Love Buff and 121 Lucky in Love. I purchased mine from Selfridges, but I found them on the Lancome site just now as well. So let's take a look at a few of the specs. These are 3.4 grams each, and they're made in France. They have a 2-year shelf life, and these dry down to a powdery matte finish. So when you first put it on, it feels like a creamy matte lipstick, and they're, about 2 minutes or so, it starts to dry down. And once it dries down, it is a powdery matte finish, but not like those powdery matte finishes of before, of older formulations. It doesn't feel drying on your lips. It feels dry, pretty much dry to the touch. You can see there is still a little pigment that comes off here. Let me just grab a tissue here. So you can see, it's not completely mask proof. If you want to make it mask proof, you can kind of do that, blot it a couple times, reapply, blot, and so forth. That usually works. Or you can blot it and add a little translucent powder on top. Put the tissue here and sprinkle a little powder on top of that, kind of press that in. That helps set it as well. This is such a long-wearing pigment that you can get these to last all day and be relatively mask proof if you want to try one of those methods. So, I definitely think that's very versatile. Now, as for the matte finish on the lips, I don't find it drying to wear it throughout the day. It definitely feels dry. I'm somebody who likes to wear lip balm. I can add lip balm to this, and then it, looks like a glossy or satin finish lipstick. But if I don't, it just feels like I don't have anything on my lips. Oftentimes, I traditionally never really cared for matte lipsticks because the powdery matte finish would tend to dry out my lips. And this just kind of leaves them kind of the same. So I wouldn't say it's drying, but it does dry down to, a finish that is more undetectable. Now, taking a look at these, you can see we've got the burgundy case and the red case. The burgundy is going to be shade 912 Love Buff. I love the click closure and click opening. And let's take a look at this. So let's put this here. And I have to say, I do really like the appearance of these with the heart and everything, but did struggle a little bit applying these with the heart shape because it's just not as intuitive to me for my mouth shape. So it works fine. I think you have to be a little bit more cautious putting it on. This is 121 Lucky in Love. Let's put that on here. And I just built up the bottom portions here of the two. So you can see we have more of a cooler tone burgundy red, and this one here is going to be more of a neutral red. There's a touch of like a little bit of a brick red kind of mixed in there, but I wouldn't say it's an overly warm red. So I'd say it's pretty neutral. Let's take a look at a few comparisons. All right, so the first one I want to take a look at is a Givenchy Le Rouge Deep Velvet in 37. This is Rouge Guerlain. I just broke my bullet. I'm just going to put a little swatch down here at the bottom, kind of in between these. You you can see it's actually kind of an in-between color. So there's a little bit of berry in there, but it's more red, and this is going to be cooler in tone than the Lancome Lucky in Love as well. This is another Givenchy in 38, Grenat Fumé. We're going to put that right next to it. This one's more of a berry, but you can see it's going to be more purple. And we have 36, L'Interdit, which is one of my favorites, or one of my favorite red lipsticks, but you can see it's going to be more of a bright neutral tomato red. Let's move on to Chanel. So we have a Rouge Velvet Extreme in 136, Pivoine Noir. And let's just put that one right here. And it's going to be more of a pinky red shade. So this shade really has a lot more of a rosy tone to it. We also have a few of the Rouge Velvets. These are from the LANCOME collection. We have Rouge Cosmique, which, you know, I have to say doesn't really go with either of these, but I figured it's pretty popular color because it's also very similar to the, what is that shade from the number 5 collection, Emblematique, which is actually going to be like a shinier version. But here, I'll just put that right there so you can see that they're kind of similar. I know that's a pretty popular color that a lot of people actually end up purchasing. So hopefully that's helpful so you can kind of see how those tones go. Moving on, we have another LANCOME in 138, Rouge V Radiant. Rouge V is a permanent shade in the line as well, and it's very, I mean, it's the same color, it's just this has a little gold shimmer. So here's Rouge V Radiant, and you can see that it's going to be a little bit softer and pinker than either of the Lancomes. And moving on to Guerlain, we're looking at some Rouge G lipsticks. This one here is number 910. So this is from the Velvet formula. And I want to put this one, well, I guess we'll just put it here. I feel like I'm going to break that bullet. Let me do it this way. So here's 910. And you can see that one is fairly close to the Lancome in the Love Bluff. So this one here, the Lancome, is going to be a little bit more berry, whereas this is a little bit more purple, but they do definitely have some similarities there. I'd say they're fairly close. We also have 888, and it's going to be right here. And the closest one there is going to be the red one, which is 121, Lucky in Love. But again, this one is going to be a little bit rosier as well. So not quite a match for that. And although I don't think these are really going to go, I did want to compare the new Guerlain Legendary Reds. These are limited edition. We're going to look at the velvets here. They are like my favorite red lipsticks right now. So this one here is 1870. And here's 1870. You can see it's going to be cooler in tone than the Lancome. It's also a little bit brighter. And then we also have 1830. It's a little hard to read the numbers. If you're not familiar with Rouge G lipsticks, they do have a number kind of imprinted here at the base. So it's, you know, a little bit hard to read. You can see this is really much more of an orangey terracotta brick red in comparison. So this is going to be a lot warmer in tone than either of the Lancome ones. And then last up we have 1925, which is going to be more of a tomato red. And this is going to be much more similar to the Givenchy in 36 than either of the Lancome lipsticks. So that's it for my swatch comparisons. Formula-wise, I think it's a really nice formula. And I think it's a really good alternative if you're looking for something that you can wear under your mask. Again, I would recommend blotting it, reapply, blot it a couple times, reapply, and blot it again. And then you're left with a really pigmented stain on your lips. Or you can always add a little translucent powder over some tissue as you're blotting it as well to kind of set that. So if you're looking for something, let's say you're going out somewhere and you need to wear a mask for a short period of time, but you do want to show off your lips for part of that time, I think that's a good way to kind of do that. And I think this lipstick is really nice. So if you like the kind that do dry down, This is a really good option because it doesn't feel drying on my lips if I wear it, you know, on repeated days. Whereas most of the older powdery matte formulas, I have that issue. So I think these are really comfortable. They're really nice on the lips. They're strong pigmentation. I think the packaging on these is really beautiful. I like looking at the heart shape. I know it's a little gimmicky, but I think it's really beautiful. It's a nice touch for this collection. I do find the heart shape a little bit harder for me to use, but I personally, when I wear red lipstick, I put it on and then I always go around it with a lip liner. My favorite lip liner that I use with almost every red lipstick is the Chanel in 188 Brun Carmen. Although it's not necessarily a match for everything, I find that it just goes really well with everything. So it's really more of this burgundy shade. I'll put it here next to this one as well. So it's my favorite red lip liner, and I just think it adds such a beautiful tone to everything. So I always go around my lips with that after putting on red lipstick anyway. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope I'll see you again soon. So don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and have a great day. So stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you soon.